my name is Nick Burnham and I'm here for Motorboat and Yachting today in Poole aboard a used Botnia Targa 27.1. Now this is an interesting boat because it was launched initially in 1991 as a 27, and in 2003 Botnia did a complete revamp. But rather than most manufacturers who stick with the same hull and touch up the cosmetics, the 27.1 looks pretty much identical to the 27, other than small details like a one-piece windscreen rather than a two-piece. But in fact it has a completely new hull, new deck, and it is in fact a completely new model. Now these boats are of Scandinavian origin. This particular make is built in Finland, and they're typically Scandinavian boats, very roughy-tufty, built to really be used. So on the outside of the boat you've got very deep bulwarked side decks that are very wide. There's a nice seating area at the front, and at the back there's access to a small flybridge on the aft end of the wheelhouse. Inside the boat here, again, it's very practical. You've got big forward-facing seats at the front, and then you've got a bench seat across the back. The accommodation on this boat is actually further aft on the lower level rather than forward as it is on a lot of boats. So there's an opening section to the seating area at the back. You drop down there and then there are two beds on either side, so it looks like it sleeps two, but in actual fact those beds tuck under each end to give 12 feet in total, so you can actually sleep four, sleeping head to head. Now in terms of Motivepower, the 27 was mainly fitted with the KAD engines, the 42s, 44s and later the 300. When the 27.1 came out, Volvo had upgraded to the D6 engine, so although the first couple of boats came out with the CAD engines, most of these boats have the D6 either in 310 or 330, although there were a few of the 350, 370 engines. A very rare option on this is twin engines. There was the option of D3 220s, but there was literally only about one or two a year that went out with those motors in it. Now one thing you might have noticed is absent from this little video of the interior is any sign of a toilet. There is one on this boat, but unusually it's actually an outside toilet. It's accessed from the foredeck. Fantastically practical of course when you're out at sea and using the boat, and it also makes it very good for using as a ski locker or for fishing rods or whatever. But of course you can't get at it from inside, not always a popular thing with the ladies. In 2014 Botnia did a big revamp of this boat, and that was one of the areas that was addressed, and we'll have a quick look at one of those next. So this is a 2014 Botnia Targa 27.1, and this is the big news. This is the inside loo. Now it is important to remember that this was still an option. Some people still prefer the outside toilet, so just because it's a 14 or later boat doesn't mean it definitely has this, but it does mean that that is a possibility. Now just while we're having a look at this 2014 revamp, there's one more thing to show you. Down here in the aft cabin, Botnia have made another change. When they brought out the 27.1, they brought out the ability to convert the aft cabin to a double berth. On this boat, they've taken it a step further. What they've done here is made a much wider berth over here on the port side. So you've actually got a double berth here, but you retain the head-to-head single berth on the starboard side, so you can still sleep four people, but it does mean you've got a permanent double berth down here. Now the Targa 27.1 is still a current model in the Botnia range, and the nice thing is of course, because it's not a fashion boat, it's a really fit for purpose boat, it's never going to go out of fashion, and that's why this has endured for so long. And what it does mean is that you can access this boat at quite a wide price range.